Hey guys, I'm Saurav, and in this video I will be talking about travel photography. Now the reason why I'm talking about travel photography is I was recently on a trip to Bali and Singapore, and while I was traveling I had in my mind if these tips I share with you guys, it will be helpful for you when you're traveling to get good pictures easily. I am sure this video will help you. So without wasting any time, let's get started. The first tip is camera gear. Now when you're traveling, you're tempted to carry everything, all the cameras, lenses, gimbal, drone, everything. But you have to make sure you're only carrying camera gear that is necessary. Because you're continuously traveling, right? And the last thing you want to happen is to get tired because of carrying unnecessary camera gear. It has happened with me, so I'm telling you, only carry the camera gear which is necessary. See what lenses are important, what kind of equipment do you need to capture what you want to capture in that particular location, and only carry those camera gear with you. It seems like a small tip, but believe me, this is going to help you a lot. If you have a lot of camera gear, not only you will get tired, but you get confused about what you want to shoot because you're complicating things unnecessarily. Keep your camera gear simple and make sure you're focusing much more on the art of creating content and not much on the camera gear. Now, how do you understand what do you want to shoot and what kind of camera gear do you need? That brings me to the second point, that is do your research. Now you're traveling to an unknown place, so you don't know much about it. What you can do is Google that place, see what kind of photos people are taking. The intention is not to copy their images, but to get an idea of what kind of subject, what kind of images you can capture. So it's always good to see tons of images of that particular place to get an idea beforehand. You have to do your research. What locations do you want to shoot? You have to plan your itinerary very properly. You have to make sure that before reaching that location, you have a very sought out plan about what you're going to shoot and how you're going to shoot it. Of course, weather conditions are something that you can't predict, but having a good plan, doing some research before reaching that place will always be helpful. Now, talking about research, of course, internet is there, but if you want to take it to the next level, talk to the local photographers. Now, imagine the place where you live, internet doesn't know that place better than you. You know it better, right? And that's the reason you should always consult the local photographers. So while I was in Singapore, I didn't have much idea about where I should go. There were certain locations which were not famous and not there on the internet. There were photos from that location, but the location from where it was captured was not mentioned. So I contacted local photographers and I got that information. The information you get from the local photographers is priceless. You can't get each and everything on the internet. So it's always good to get in contact with some local photographers to get better knowledge about that particular area. The next tip is the time of shoot. Now when you're shooting, the best time is the golden hour and blue hour. In some places, you can get some very good photos in the afternoon as well, but sunrise and sunset is something that has beautiful light and you don't want to miss that. Again, you have to plan your itinerary accordingly. I always used to focus much on the sunset because I get a lot of flexibility during the golden hour as well as the blue hour. It's better to reach the place before the light is going to be at its best. So if the sunset is happening at 6 p.m, I reach there by 5:30 p.m. so that I have a good half an hour to roam around and to search for a good vantage point. Then when I get a good vantage point, I wait for the light to be at its best and I capture the images. Reaching a place beforehand will not only give you time, but you can also think calmly. If you have less time, you will think in a hurried manner and then you won't be at your best. So always make sure you have your day planned thoroughly and plan in a manner like you're visiting the best places at the time when the light is going to be at its best. The last but not the least is be calm. Now when you're traveling to a new location, you're excited for months. When you reach that location, you're overwhelmed by the location. And in that process, you can actually make a lot of mistakes. Maybe your camera settings are not proper. Maybe the composition is not proper. And then when you come home, you regret that you should have changed something. That should not happen. Go there, be calm. You have reached a beautiful location, see how you can make it more beautiful through your photos, through your videos. Just be calm, make sure you're analyzing the situation nicely and don't forget the basics. Just because you're going to a new location doesn't mean you have to experiment. Keep the basics, experiment a bit, but also stick to your style. That's it from this video, guys. If you like the video, press the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.